The first thing we will do upon entering our Selfie 360 application is to log in. To do this, we log in with our username, enter our password, and access Logger. The first screen that will appear is the Events screen. In this section, all the events that we can schedule over time will be displayed, along with the event we want to create at that moment. We also have the My Account section, where we can review the devices on which we have this license active and when our license will expire. For this, we can also access the License Activation section, where we can purchase and acquire a new license. To do this, we activate the License Activation section. We log in there, enter the user we have, access the user we have, and we can directly see where our user is. We can see the events that we have already created in the application, and we can also see the important section for our subscriptions, where we can view the subscriptions to purchase, whether monthly, annually, or a lifetime one. Once we have it, we proceed to payment and make the payment through the platform. We also see the devices on which we are logged in with this account. Now that we are back here in the section, we can see what is the support and tutorials, the overlay for testing, which refers to the screens for testing it, and the privacy policies. If we click on support and tutorials, we will see the videos and part of the documentation information to learn how to use our application correctly. In the overlay for testing, we will see all the documents that we can download to use, for example, for weddings, or for events like 15th or 16th birthdays, as well as images that come with preset text for us to use. There are also animated videos, which can be used for screens, allowing you to record while using them by loading them, and when the video plays, the background is displayed. I will show an example of how to apply them, and the section to log out. Once again, in Events, we create the event, to which we can give a title and set a date to generate it as if it were a future date, keeping it pending, already created. We create the event. We access the event, and from here, we can make all the configurations and changes so that a different camera, a setting on the screens, or effects we want to add are displayed. The first thing would be screens. If I want to change this event screen, or how the event looks, I can go to the settings. For example, I can change the background so that it is not a gradient, but a specific color, like red, for instance. And at the same time, also change the text, which is the event of today, for example. So we access it. And in this case, we already have a section for the font, the text, and we can change the type of font as we want it to be represented. This is merely for the control of how users will see it, so it looks different. In this case, the home screen, as well as the interior screen, the one when starting, the recording, initiating and beginning to record, the countdown, and also the processing of the file. How the documents are viewed, and also the way we send them, either by email or through the gallery with all the captured shots. When we return, we also have access to the camera settings, whether we are using the iPhone's camera or a GoPro, that we connect via Wi-Fi or Bluetooth first. When using and selecting a camera, there are options to position the camera facing forward, adjust, settings, and set exposure to manual or automatic. You can also manage white balance, ISO, focus, and aperture in relation to how you want the camera to be set by default, whether in 4K, Full HD at 30 or 60 FPS, depending on the capabilities of the equipment. We can also have a stabilizer video, which is a more functional way to stabilize it, and we can even add a zoom. The other option would be to add the flash button. All of this gives us the option to use the different variants in the camera, and from there proceed to configure it for our event. After that comes the section on templates and effects. Now we are talking about templates and effects. I already know how to add the slow motion effect, reverse, and effects. This consists of several templates within a video. For example, we are going to make the first video using template number 1. We see the template section where we will set the duration of the video, which is specified in seconds. You can set it to 5 seconds, 4 seconds, or 3 seconds, which is the minimum, and from there you can vary it even more, up to 10 or even 15 seconds or more. The idea is that each template allows you to customize it. In each segment, you can add several mixed effects at once to achieve better results in your videos, or you can just place one. For example, by entering this segment, which initially has the normal speed indicated here, we enter and are presented with the option for the first effect. In this, we can place either one effect or another for the video. We can also add what is known as video mixing, with effect 1 and effect 2 to create a collage effect or a rotation or tunnel effect, which is another different animation. More so, even adding the reverse effect, which creates this sweeping effect forward and backward. We also have the option to adjust the speed, and here it gives us an example that we have this duration that lasts 5 seconds. If we set and adjust the speed to go slower, we have the visualization of the two effects applied, including reverse plus the slow motion effect. If we notice here, the time we had allocated adjust to give us a duration of 16 seconds, just as if we switched to a fast speed adjustment. This configuration will change the video. All of this relates to the area of segments. Now, we are here in template 1. If we go back and place ourselves in the list of templates, we will be able to see all the templates that have segments. We can also add one more, which means that this second template can also be configured with different segments that have various effects. The main function is that if we have a list of templates already created, and we have an event where we record 10 videos, for example, these will alternate, so that one video uses the effects of template 1, and another video uses the effects of template 2. Now I will show you an example of how a video would be recorded. In this example, each video will have a duration of 5 seconds. Each 5 seconds will be the length of a segment. Here we can add different or varied segments in relation to each one. We access, go back, and now we have one of the video templates here. So when we go back and we start to set up what is the event, remember this: once we click to start the event, it will take us to the event screen, and we will set a lock, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. I will show you in a moment where we access continue, and if you notice, we remember that we changed the background to red. With these settings, we click to give video, start recording a video, which also appears in the section. We start the screen, the selfie is visible, it starts recording, which is the effect it has. It lasts for 5 seconds, processes the file, and you can see that we have the two segments applied, the first and the second, the first with RGB and rotating effects, and the second with the sepia effect. Once built here, we can choose to send it by email, retake it if it wasn't to our liking, and we have the option to re-record it once processed. The same effects apply. The other alternatives we have are to send it via iDrop or through a QR code, which they will scan to send it directly to the digital gallery, where you have all the cloud storage loaded with all the videos we've taken. After this, we access here where there is a section that has a lock. We click on the lock and we access again the section where all the default settings we are seeing are located. Now we are going to continue applying effects from the templates to get an idea of how to handle it. In this case, we will make a video that lasts 10 seconds, change the speed of the segment and set it to 1. And for this one, we will change it to grayscale, for example. If we go back and set the speed to normal, it will be a continuous 10 seconds. Let's do the test. To kick off the event, we commence the event. We first upload an introductory video and initiate the process of recording. which lasts 10 seconds, ends the recording of the file processing. And here we can see that it actually lasts exactly 10 seconds, during which the rotating effect was applied, because if we do not deactivate it and switch to sepia, which is visible here, if you notice, the video lasts the full 10 seconds and then restarts. We do the same thing. We go out, access the menu that we have, remember 1, 2, 3, 4, we enter, and now as a reference, each segment you place will last 10 seconds. However, if this segment is affected by the speed you adjust, for example, if it is 5 times faster, this will completely affect the speed of the video, taking into account the base of 10 seconds. For example, if I set those 10 seconds to play at 6 times slower, it will not take 10 seconds, but rather it would take 24 seconds, which is how long the video would last in this case. If we leave the 5 seconds and place the segment and go to normal speed, it will only last the 5 seconds of the segment. For example, if we modify the speed to x4, it will go much faster, meaning that a 5-second segment will only last 1 second. Always keep in mind that if you adjust the speed of the segment with the effect of speeding up the playback speed, it will affect the overall duration, even if its duration parameter is 5 seconds. Now, regarding the templates, let's move on to the video section. In the video settings, the first thing that appears is the type of video format, which can be vertical, square, or horizontal. Here we can also see the speed adjustment. And remember that you need to adjust both the camera settings and the one you will take here in the video. You can leave it preset because it will adjust automatically. After that comes the audio part. Here you can place an audio file, uploading it from the files you have already downloaded, and this video will be loaded with the audio. We also have a section on overlays. We can select the video for it to appear at the top or an image. I will show you how it looks right now. We can also add an intro or an outro, which is when the video starts with that clip, or when another clip appears at the end of the video we recorded. Now let's go to the section of testing in the overlay, loading the audio and loading the overlay. Let's go to the very beginning. We enter the event, and then we start the event, we load a video, and subsequently we start the video. I carefully take the recording. The video begins to be processed, and here we have the overlay successfully loaded. Added more here. We can show the loaded overlay by adding more audio once we go back to the settings section. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go back to video settings. Let's go to overlay. We promote the video, we promote the audio to get an idea, and we will load, in this case, the image. This is one of the images that are available for free in the section we showed. Now, if we go back, we do another video, we load, we take one, we start, and the video is processed. We have the effects plus the overlay, which in this case is the overlay screen of Dulce 16. Remember, we have the applied segment of rotation with a grayscale effect, and we have the overlay image effect, called Dulce 16. Now we exit, and then we re-enter. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once inside, we go to the sharing section. In this section, we can see the progress of the files we have uploaded via the conventional network connection, whether through Wi-Fi or QR code. It shows the files that have been sent and those that have also been sent via QR code. Here, we will see the complete list of what we have uploaded and sent. As that progresses, for the people who scanned the QR code, the file you had will be uploaded to the cloud. They will be able to download it through the QR code, and here you will see the section once it has been uploaded. We can refresh the section and it will appear in the same status. We can also access conventional files, whether they are the originals or those that are being processed. Let's go to the original. This was the original video with which we started. We can exit. And this is how the processing turned out, which was the first video we used. In the advanced section, we have the option to adjust either 1 or 2 access codes, allowing us to switch from the event screen to the settings. We can also adjust the time position for the countdown. We can go back and delete the event if we want to remove it and create a new one. In general, these are the main sections.